Hello again, and welcome back to Custom Specials in Ultimate, where we try and see what would happen if they brought back custom specials from Smash 4 and actually did them properly. If you don't understand what's going on, I suggest watching the first episode of this series where I lay down the rules and whatnot. Anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get started.
Mewtwo!
In the Pokemon series, Mewtwo is meant to be one of the most powerful Pokemon in existence. However, in Smash, it's not really like that. So let's try and get at least some of that power back. For Mewtwo's neutral special, he would use Psy Strike. This is essentially the same as his regular neutral special Shadow Ball, however it charges slightly faster, does slightly less damage, and will travel forward slightly faster as well. However, the main difference between this move and the regular Shadow Ball move is that this move is actually a melee based attack, meaning although it looks like a projectile, reflectors won't actually work on it, and although you can counter the move, chances are Mewtwo will be too far away for it to actually hit him. Mewtwo's side special would be Psycho Cut. This will be a quick, crescent-shaped purple projectile that Mewtwo will shoot forwards. This attack goes quite fast for a projectile of this size, and will be great for shield pressure and just general stage control. Mewtwo's up special would be Flash, which is basically just another teleport, however the place Mewtwo teleports from and teleports to has a hitbox around it, unlike the regular one. But to compensate this, the travel distance of the teleport is slightly shorter. Mewtwo's down special is Mist. When this move is used, Mewtwo will release a small area of frost around him, freezing opponents on contact. However, the main purpose of this move is that after used, Mewtwo would not be able to take damage for 15 seconds. However, when I say take damage, I don't mean that he is invincible. Instead, Mewtwo will still be able to be hit while in this state, but his damage percentage won't rise. For example, if Mewtwo uses this move at 80% and someone hits him, he would still receive knockback, but only for that of Mewtwo at 80%. It won't go higher. Even if you hit him, his percentage will still stay at 80% until the effect wears off, which will be about 15 seconds. After that, you can hit him as regular, his damage will go up, and he'll receive more knockback depending on how much you hit him. The move will also have a 15-second cooldown.
Roy!
Roy and Chrom's neutral special would be Fury, a skill from the Fire Emblem games. Essentially what would happen is, both Roy and Chrom, when using this move, will do a pose with them lifting their sword into the air. This will increase their attack, defense, speed, knockback given, and reduce knockback taken for 20 seconds. However, using this move will deal 20% of damage to yourself. After the 20 seconds is up, it will have a 15-second cooldown. I think this is the perfect move for the aggro sword style of Roy and Chrom. Their side special would be Dancing Strike. This is essentially a similar variant of what I gave to Marth and Lucina, however this will be the version Chrom uses in Fire Emblem Warriors. For Roy and Chrom's up special, I decided to just make it easy on myself and just swap the two. Roy would have Chrom's Ike-like up special, and Chrom would have Roy's up special, except instead of fire it would be a kind of a wind slash effect. Roy and Chrom's down special will be another skill from the Fire Emblem games, Desperation. This move will look like just a regular counter, however it's slightly more than that. Normally Roy and Chrom have a multiplier on their counter of 1.35, meaning an attack that does 10% of damage to them will do 13.5 damage to the person they're countering. However, with Desperation, that would go down to 1.2 times. Now you might think that that is just stupid because you're reducing the attack power. However, that's when the main part of Desperation comes in. All of what I told you just now is if Roy and Chrom is under 50%. If they're above 50%, they would still have the 1.2 multiplier, but they would attack twice, with the second attack having much more knockback than the first. Like neutral special, this is a very high risk, high reward attack. Either you stay under 50% and have to deal with a boring counter, or you go over 50% and have a devastating kill option. The choice is yours.
Mr. Game & Watch!
Now, almost all of the source material for Game & Watch has already been represented in his moveset, so I had to go through all of the games and try to just scratch something out of it, so just bear with me on this one. His neutral special would be similar to his regular chef neutral special. However, instead of sausages and fish, it'll be a bunch of tools. Mainly a hammer, a spanner, a pair of pliers, a bucket, and a screwdriver. These items are seen falling down from the ceiling in the melee version of Flat Zone, as well as the modern variant Flat Zone X. This move is functionally identical to Chef, however each tool doing a different amount of damage, with the screwdriver doing the least and the bucket doing the most. Mr. Game & Watch's side special would be Squish. This would keep the same RNG emulates as Judge, however it would use it in a different manner. When this move is used, Mr. Game & Watch would point in any of the 4 cardinal directions, up, down, left and right, and the opponent would be sent in that direction with what is essentially a meteor effect. However, in order to keep it balanced, the move will only do about 15% no matter which direction you get sent in, and it won't actually send you that far, only being able to kill at about 80%. However, this can have varying effects. For example, if you're standing on the stage and you end up sending someone downwards, they would get buried. However, if you're standing off stage and you get sent downwards, they would pretty much be spiked into the blast zone. Or for example, you could use this move off stage and send your opponents far enough away where they would lose all their jumps and not be able to recover, or just send them straight into the stage. Mr. Game & Watch's up special would be Lifeboat. This will have Mr. Game & Watch sit in a small boat, while another small Mr. Game & Watch sits at the ledge and reels the lifeboat in with a rope. The lifeboat and the man sitting at the ledge are completely invulnerable to attack, and cannot be disturbed during this up special. This means if you want to attack Mr. Game & Watch to gimp him out of this up special, you would have to attack him directly, which would be almost impossible considering only a small part of his head is sticking out of the boat. Once the boat is reeled back into the stage, both the boat and the small Mr. Game & Watch disappears, and Game & Watch grabs the ledge as normal. To offset this practically almost completely invulnerable up special, when used on the stage, this up special is basically useless, with the small Mr. Game & Watch appearing a little bit in front of Mr. Game & Watch and pulling him in the boat forward. Although both the small Mr. Game & Watch and the boat is still invulnerable to attack, while on the stage, more of Mr. Game & Watch is visible and there is a lot of end lag to this move, meaning Mr. Game & Watch can get severely punished for using it. Although I know this is not the best replacement for his regular up special, which is almost completely untouchable both on and off stage, this is really the only thing I can come up with that's not already referenced in Super Smash Bros. Mr. Game & Watch down special is a Wet Shirt. This move is essentially the same as Oil Panic, however without having to capture any projectiles beforehand, but it will be significantly weaker. Mr. Game & Watch will squeeze out a wet shirt, and the water from the shirt will come out and hit opponents. Again, this move is not as powerful as the original Oil Panic, however it will be able to completely negate projectiles.
Meta Knight!
Meta Knight will actually have 2 different neutral specials depending if you tap or hold the button. If you tap the button, he would use Wind Cutter, which is essentially a small crescent-shaped wind projectile which Meta Knight will shoot out in front of him, and can be slightly angled up or down. If you hold the button, he would use Firework, with 3 balls of electricity coming out in front of him in a line and then sort of exploding. The regular Wind Cutter move can be used for just regular damage or shield pressure, and the Firework version of the move can be a good KO tool and something to trap your opponent with. Meta Knight's side special would be Swift Slash, which would be essentially the same as his 3-part forward tilt, However, he would travel much further while using it and will obviously do a lot more damage. Meta Knight will strike 4 times in total, each time moving a slight bit forward. The final hit would do the most damage in knockback, however after using the 4th slash, it would be significantly more end lag than if you would have finished at the 3rd. Meta Knight's up special is Dimensional Rift, and yes, this is the teleport. Meta Knight will twirl up in his cape and a ball of black and rainbow energy would surround him. He would then teleport based on controller input and would reappear in the same manner with a black ball of energy. His down special would be Tornado. This move would have to be charged for about 2 seconds before using it. However, once fully charged, Meta Knight will release this swirling vortex which travels forward in front of him. The size of this tornado would be about the same as the tornado from a fully charged Orc Club.
Hit!
Pit and Dark Pit are notoriously known for being way too identical, even for an Echo Fighter. So now we'll be able to change that. Pit's neutral special will still be a bow, however this time it'll be the Fortune Bow. This would charge faster and be more agile than the regular bow, however it would do slightly less damage. His side special would be the Compact Arm. This would be again similar to his regular side special, however it will have less startup and end lag and just be faster in general. However, it would do slightly less damage and it would lose the reflector and super armor effects. Up special would be Wings of Icarus, which is Pit's up special from Brawl. This would have Pit be able to glide in the air for about 3 seconds, and tapping the special button while in the air would make Pit flap his wings in order to go higher, similar to the Villager and Isabel's up special. However, after being used, it will send Pit into freefall. Pit's down special will also be from Brawl, the Mirror Shield. This would be similar to his regular shield that he has now, however it would only protect him on one side. It would still have reflector capabilities, and instead of breaking at about 30% like the regular move, this shield will last till 80%. But again, the major downside to this is that it will only be able to protect in front of Pit and not behind him.
Dark Pit.
Dark Pit's neutral special would be the Darkness Bow. Just like Pit's new bow, this takes Dark Pit's regular bow and then takes it to its obvious extreme. Here, it would take longer to charge, would do more damage, however now you're only able to fire it in a straight line without being able to angle it up or down. Dark Pit's side special would be the End All Arm. Again, this would be taking the regular side special and take it to its logical extreme. This move would be slower, have a shorter dash than the regular move, however it would be powerful. And when I mean powerful, I mean like Falcon Punch powerful. This move would also do crazy shield damage, meaning your only viable option to get out of this move is just to run away. As well as all of this, the super armor for this move would actually start kicking in earlier than beforehand. Dark Pit's up special would be Furious Flight. This is basically the same as his regular up special, however now he's able to damage opponents while using it. And oh boy would he be able to damage them. Although the distance travelled with this up special is not as much as the regular one, this move is actually a multi-hit attack with the final hit being extremely powerful. Think of this move as having the power of Zero Suit Samus's up special, and you can kinda see where I'm going with this. Dark Pit's down special is the Ogre Club. This is a weapon Dark Pit used in one of the boss battles in Kid Icarus Uprising. This move would need to be charged for about 1.5 seconds, and then Dark Pit takes the club and smashes it into the ground in front of him. You can kind of think of this move as similar to Byleth's down special. However, it would be slightly faster, you won't be able to turn around or go through platforms, and it would only have heavy armor instead of super armor. So if you manage to hit your opponent with this move, well then you're fine. However, if you miss, then get prepared to be punished.
Zero Suit Samus.
I had a pretty tough time figuring out stuff for Zero Suit Samus. as in the game she appears in, she pretty much only uses her paralyzer weapon, with her whip and boots being Smash original weapons. So again, just stick with me for this one. For her neutral special, she would hold out her arm forward and materialize her arm cannon from the power suit, and then shoot a green laser in front of her as a projectile. I didn't know this before researching the video, but apparently Zero Suit Samus can manifest any part of her armor at will, which is kinda cool I guess. Her side special would be Flurry Boost. This would be essentially the same as the Mii Brawler's Onslaught side special, with Zero Suit using her boots to make her dash forward, and if she hits an opponent, will produce a flurry of attacks with her leg before kicking them upwards. Being that the Mii Brawler kind of stole Zero Suit Samus's regular down special, I decided why not steal one back. Zero Suit Samus up special would be Whiplash. This is just a tether recovery with the whip. However, in order to make it different to the regular side special one, as well as being able to grab the ledge, it would have a similar function to Joker's up special, where you can grab an opponent out of the air and bring them to you to start some combos. Zero Suit Samus's down special would be the slide kick she uses in Metroid Other M. Essentially, this move is Falcon Kick, Captain Falcon's down special. However, obviously besides not having all the fire effects, if you press the button again while this move is active, Zero Suit Samus will release a burst of flame from her jet boots, being able to damage opponents further than the regular move would. Also, just like Falcon Kick, if used in the air, it would send Zero Suit in an angle downwards. However, if you press the button again in order to use the jet boosters in the air, Zero Suit would again shoot a small burst of flame out of her shoes. However, if this comes in contact with an opponent, this is an immediate meteor downwards. As well as this, using the jet boots in the air would actually propel Zero Suit Samus slightly upwards, and after they stop, she would actually regain both of her jumps, meaning that this move can actually be used as a recovery tool even though it sends you downwards. Oh, and special thanks to Steve Samuels for helping me brainstorm some of Zero Suit's moveset, cause it was kinda difficult to deal with.
Wario!
Wario's neutral special would be Shake It. Just like his regular neutral special, this is a commands grab. However, instead of biting on his opponent's head, he would grab the opponent in his arms, and then if you mash the B button, he would violently shake them. This move will continuously deal damage as long as you are shaking your opponent. However, after a while they'll be able to jump out of it. And if you couldn't guess from the name, this move is a reference to the game Wario Land Shake It. For some of Wario's other moves, I decided to pull from the older Wario Land games, and mainly from the power-ups from those games. His side special would be Bull Wario. Wario would charge forward with a shoulder bash, similar to his dash attack. However, this one would go much further, about as far as Banjo-Kazooie's side special. This move will have a continuous hitbox throughout the move, and although this move won't send you into freefall after using it in the air, it will have a little bit of end lag, meaning you would have to wait a second before either jumping or using up special or any attack out of this move. Wario's up special would be Vampire Wario. This would have Wario turn into his vampire form and flap his wings, sending him upwards. He would flap his wings 3 times, and in between those times you can actually change the direction of the move by changing your input on the control stick. Also, this move would actually have heavy armor on it, meaning most weak attacks won't actually do anything if they hit Wario while he's using this move. However, stronger attacks will be able to hurt him and put him into freefall. However, energy-based projectiles would be able to completely ignore his heavy armor, sending Wario out of his vampire state and straight into freefall, a reference to how light in the Wario Land games would turn Wario back into his regular form from the vampire form. Wario's down special would be Pile Driver. This would have Wario dash slightly forward with his arms stretched out, grabbing any opponent he makes contact with. Then he jumps into the air with the opponent, spins their opponent around and slams their head straight into the ground, dealing massive damage. This move is kinda similar to the suplex move from the Mii Brawlers. However, when crashing into the ground, Wario will actually be standing up and not with his head smashing into the ground like the Mii Brawlers. Wario would also land in the same place where he grabbed the opponent, meaning that unlike the Mii Brawlers, you can't do a suicide suplex off the side of the stage. I know it's probably kind of cheating to have a character have 2 command grabs, however Wario is kind of a cheater, so I mean, makes sense. So there you go. Another bunch of characters given custom specials in Ultimate. I really enjoy doing all the research for these videos, and I hope you enjoy watching it. If you did enjoy it, you can leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and comment down below with other ideas for these characters if you want. I really enjoy reading what other ideas people can bring to the table. Anyway, that's it for me for now, and until next time, see ya.